Hello everyone, Cheshire the Cat on the scene, back with more Anna. We just solved our way into the old sawmill and read the journal of an apparently quite haunted doctor. Or teacher, rather. So let's see what the old sawmill opens. Oh, I like that! Like, this is gonna sound random, I'm gonna whoosh around here a little bit, but I like that the lantern kind of trails behind the movement. If it's in very bad shape, I fear it might crumble in my hands. There's writing on it. Interesting. But I remember... Okay, so now the game has actually started. A small table in an atrocious state. Luckily, I don't need to stop for a meal. It looks like the blade of a knife. It's solidly stuck in the table. On it, I'll have to hit it with something. But this game... actually punishes you for taking too long by doing things like that mess with your sanity. Lamp. Maybe I can get some oil for it? Vase is a vase with some flower font. Oddly enough, they haven't wilted in the darkness. Huh. I'll water the vase. No, I can't? Alright then, fine. Never mind then. But yeah, the longer you spend... So, a wooden stove that's been lit. Is it possible someone else... Whoa. Maybe I can take the full canteen and douse the fire inside? Ah, whoa! Broken stove. Oh, I got a key. So it's broken. If I light it in its current condition, it'll smoke out the whole room. I need to find something to fix it. An old saw, unfortunately, it's broken. Yeah, so the longer I spend in here, the more jump scare events this game's going to throw at me, the lower my sanity gets, and the further I can progress in the game, but the less I can actually do. In times gone by, youths ventured into the woods to vow their eternal love. Thus on that day, Lucian the shepherd took Margarita by the hand and led her again amidst the trees. Margarita was sweet like the spring, with hair like gold threads, and her hands were of quick in cotton spinning as a nightingale was in flying. For all of this, the shepherd desired her hand in marriage. It was a beautiful October day, and the snow seemed to be yet distant, but after a long walk, while amidst in the thick of the woods, the sun was covered by the clouds, and Margarita said, "Please, my love, let us return home. A cloud has covered the sun, and if 1,000 drops were to fall from the sky, sick we could be, you and I." But the shepherd replied, "One more step, my dove. Dove, I have heard the sound of an axe, and I do not want the woodcutter's ears to eavesdrop on our vows." Margarita followed him, and they walked for 100 steps more. The sky darkened, and the maiden trembled. She pleaded, "Please, my love, let us return home. The cloud is darker, and if 100 flakes should fall, the path will vanish, and they won't ever find us at all." But the shepherd had seen a hunter several trees away, and he did not the hunter's eyes to spy on their kisses. He replied, "Courage, my dove. One more step." 100 steps later, a very white light flared far in the distance, and Lucian clenched his beloved's hand more tightly, because he desperately wanted to reach it. The snow had begun to fall, and the young maiden desired to go back. She dragged her feet and pleaded, but Lucian gripped her hand tighter and dragged her. Margarita wept. "Please, if you love me, stop and let us try to find the way home." But the young man no longer heeded her. Margarita tried to stop him, whilst the light before them continued to grow. He let go of her hand and proceeded alone. Margarita fell upon the ground while he disappeared into the storm. Thus she gathered all her courage, took her skirt in hand, and rushed to stop him, because she truly loved him and did not want any harm to befall him. But Lucian, feeling his hands being pulled back, turned around with a face which no longer seemed to be his own, and screamed, "Begone, you jealous harpy! Why do you linger still? She is calling me with a voice that nary 1,000 nightingales can match, and here you are cawing like a choked crow. Be gone! And saying this, he turned away from her, but Margarita did not relent and grabbed him by his pants. So the young man turned with a stone in hand and hit her hard on her face and disappeared, leaving her upon the ground. When Margarita opened her eyes again, the snow had ceased falling. The night was silent, but the light was still there. Enveloped by terror, the young girl ran away as far as she could. When she was found the following morning, her golden hair had turned white, and her face, once sweet and beautiful, now disfigured by a long scar. Nothing was again heard of Lucien, and no one ever ventured into those woods again. The Sabbats make her way. Curious. Let's see if I could hit it with something. Maybe the wooden branch? Hey! The branch snapped.
They weep. Every night they weep.
Knife blade. Warehouse. I can't get in there. Oh, this is like perfectly unsettling too. Decrepit boards. There's something down there. An old saw, unfortunately, it's broken. So what are these boards hiding, huh? About seals and their usage. These seals, therefore, if created and positioned befittingly on the doors, as explained hitherto, will render it impossible to be opened by those who do not ken the ritual needed to destroy the power and melt the immaterial binds of which the seal is padlocked. It is a manner of putting to the test the resolution, the will, and the intelligence of whoever seeks to break it. In this manner, only those who demonstrate to be worthy of the treasures of knowledge contained beyond that door can access it, and only strength and intelligence used together will be the key to access such treasures and secrets. The rest of the volume will illustrate the manner for melting these seals, including the rituals and the necessary equipment for such an objective. Much will already be known to those who are knowledgeable in alchemy practices, or ken the connections between matter and form. But we want to help those who are totally ignorant of the matters, so as to provide a point of departure for those wishing to conjure harder magic spells and rituals into practice. What remains to be described of the seal is the seal called that of the 5 eyes, as it is kenned by those who know magic and spells. It is one of the most powerful seals one can find, and represents the maximum test of value and knowledge for those who try to melt it, because it is intended to safeguard the secrets of the species, which raises the most pity in those who are virtuous. Whoever possesses the courage to try will have to use the symbols of the deepest essences, and must be willing to make some sacrifices. In fact, having united the ceremonial knife with the most refined substance of fire, as we have hitherto described, whoever seeks to accomplish the ritual will have to use the knife upon himself to shed the blood in uncontaminated water, so that a sort of bridge is created which connects the warm and dry element to the cold and wet one. It is important, however, that to stabilize this connection, a source of sunlight must be present to hit the water with its rays. If everything is performed correctly, the seal will melt, and the candidate will be capable of seeing the image, interpreted as if it were present inside of him, as the seals usually do when the preliminary ritual is performed successfully. In the particular case of the seal of 5 eyes, one must remember that this is destined to contain a source of intimate pain and torment. The brave one must recognize the pain of the mother and show pity and compassion through contact with the faces of the innocent. As per rule, the seal provides an incomplete representation which the celebrant must complete, establishing a connection to the material world through what he can find externally, near the place where the seal was found. forms part of the such place. As demonstration of the proper execution of the rite, the officer will witness a vision. The struggle of the mother is remembered. Through the operations described here, he will witness her crying. That is dark, and why am I hearing so much crying? I'd like to imagine that at this point the guy's like, well, this has been fun. Do I really want to flee? It feels as though I wouldn't be able to enter the house again. Oh, yeah, you can actually get an ending just by turning around and being like, nope. Let's just see what's in here, shall we? That is some dark water. Chain. Chain linked to some mechanism. Oh, I need to put like a bucket or something at the end of that. Soft roots. Some roots, they seem soft and easy to cut. A pool of stagnant water, perhaps formed after a rainstorm.
Tell me, what do you fear?
Not really much of... Whoa, those weren't there before. Slot in the wall, just an ordinary regular notch. In its center lies a filtering ray of light. Oh, there's piles of rocks like there are outside. Interesting. Oh, the subtle use of sound in this game is fantastic, actually. A puny knife is not going to be enough to cut these branches. I need something to do the job. A knife blade? No, I need a handle. Interesting. Stocking door. No, I can't get in, huh? It's right here. It's locked. I need a key for it. I have a key. So now we're entering the next area. Whoa, what? That was quite a sound. There's nothing in here that'll kill me, though. I remember that. A bone hilt. Yeah, now I can make the two pieces of it together personally. I've just built some sort of ritual dagger.
They all in me.
Does that mean that I'm writing in my journal? Hold up. Notebook. Oh, here we go. I reassembled the ritual knife. I haven't any clue about its origins, but I'm certain it's ancient. The weirdest thing is that when I put the blade together, it reacted to the heat of my hand. I couldn't believe my own eyes. Finding an ancient, well-preserved book in a place such as this. Its contents troubled me, though. The text described how to unbind magic seals using blood. It says I must pour some blood into the pristine water, cutting oneself with a red-hot ritual dagger. Magic seals, blood rituals, this is madness! And yet I'm torn. Should I leave everything behind or stay and unravel this mystery? I can hear a woman weeping behind a door. I must find a way to open it. There's a painting depicting 5 eyes. Maybe they have some meaning. Someone has thrown a key into the fire a little while ago. But why? To prevent me from finding it? To hide something from me? Anna, was it you? Weird rock mounds and mechanisms on the wall. Now I'm sure this house has secrets to conceal. It's no longer just a simple inkling. It's not her too. Okay, we've already read that part. Huh. An axe. I wonder what oh, for the roots. Heavy knife hilt. Heavy benches used to cut wood blocks. Its heavy blade is very accurate. Oh, now I have a hooked blade. The hook. And a tool.
Where are you? Where are you?
Is that supposed to be me? It's very accurate. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else. Yeah, the longer I spend in here, the lower my sanity is. What? My light actually like went away for a minute. Drawer. Drawer? What is it trying to coax me to see? Oh, clamp. Am I supposed to put something in there? Hooked blade, a hook, a tool. Oh, wait, I could put something like that on the chain and... Oh, there's the drawer. Alchemy and thaumaturgy. There's something else in there. Alright, what do we got here? Some silver dust falls from the notebook. I'll keep it. Amongst the several substances we have discussed at the beginning, one of the most important is the electrum, a union between gold and silver found in nature in the mines of Asia Minor, called Lydia by the ancient Romans, and which can be attained by the expert in his workshop with great knowledge of alchemy and goldsmith. The electrum is a substance capable of unifying and maximizing the quality of gold and silver, realizing the solemn union of the metal dominated by the sun and its cold ensign, the moon. Blessed son of the sublime union, the electrum, a very pliable metal which is amber in color, encloses within itself, besides several other portentous gifts, a primary purifying capacity which, if conducted with great firmness of will, can remove evil and spells. It has been recounted in ancient manuscript translated to Chinese from Arabic, that an old wise woman, through her polished amber bell, was capable of distancing sickness from whosoever heard the pleasant rings for a whole night. The manuscript does not directly mention the electrum. From its description of the bell and its polished and amber in color, it is doubtless that this was a bell of electrum, and not an average but a sublime alloy, as only the vibration of integral natural electrum can produce the same purifying aspects as the powder of electrum diffused in the air through puffs of light and power them to the point of eliminating the sickness. Holy reading, Batman. The use of powdered electrum spread through puffs or through light has been recounted by various and important sources. The same sources tell of wells situated within the walls of ancient temples, upon whose now dry bottoms some electrum dust has collected. Other witnesses tell of rituals performed by the ancient to clean and purify these wells. They would carry a lit cedar wood torch and hemp soaked in perfumed resin, and lower it into the well after abundantly sprinkling noble electrum dust upon the ardent flame. Thus the flame diffused the benevolent dust in the well, illuminating every angle of its rays and purifying it. They, motivated by superstition and not by some metaphysical science, took great care in the choice of materials used for this ritual, and would accompany it with chants, prayers, and incantations. But we modern people know that the purifying effect was given by the electrum itself. Therefore it will be sufficient to diffuse it with a flame lit in the bottom or in the well, lit in the location or in the well or basin one intends to purify, so to remove its filth. Holy writing. I found some electrum in the house. It's an alloy of gold and silver that, according to the book I have found, has great cleansing properties. The text asserts that the powers of electrum can spread through the air using peculiar rites. Can't imagine how it ended up here, but I guess nothing surprises me anymore. It's actually called electrum dust. Interesting. Now then. Over to the main room. Oh, all the sounds loading is definitely weird. Broken stove. Can I, like, hammer it back together? I need to find something to fix. Can I, like, hammer it back together or something? So, it was worth a shot. Huh. Well, let's see. I need to use some of that electrum. Where is it? Oddly enough, it hasn't wilted in the darkness. And there's nothing more in the boards or anything, so... Let's see if I can't put the hook on the chain and then lower it to get something inside. No? Oh, maybe I need to follow the ritual. So... I'm not an expert, this will take some time. I keep the root I catches with me.
Bloody hell.
Okay, what am I supposed to do here again? Shoot. Let's see if I can follow that documentation again. Actually, wait, didn't it say I'm supposed to heat this up or something? Stagnant water from the rainstorm. No? Let's see. No other tools or something up here, huh? Can I... Whoa, what? I don't remember that. Whoa, okay. I don't remember that, and I'm not okay with this. Okay. Can I throw the electrum dust on the stove to fix it? No. I must repair the stove first. Can I use a tool on it? I don't know. What am I supposed to fix it with? I'll check the other room, see if I missed something. There's gotta be... It does feel like I missed something in here then. Lamp. Drawer. I don't like that my light just decides to kind of poof in a random direction at some points. It's very accurate. Well, can I put the hooked blade back? No. Can I put the soft roots on there? No. Well, shoot. Well, when in doubt, try everything, right? I'm not an expert. I'm afraid I could damage the blade even worse than it already is. I better try something else. Hello, what? What if I... Can I... Yeah, okay, I better try something else. Oh boy, this is a conundrum. Well, and in the meantime, I'm gonna be losing my sanity more and more as this goes on. So, since I'm making these a little bit shorter, I Oh, here we go. Show the sturdy padlock, keeping from discovering what may lie inside the warehouse. What if I used the tool on the padlock? The padlock is quite resistant. I need something longer to perform, some sort of lever action. What about the hooked blade? No. What about the axe? No. No. Alright then. Well, I'm gonna call this an episode for now. And come back to this in a few. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Take care, and bye-bye.